Hello, you guys. Mo the Goddess here. So, this is going to be just a quick little video. And it's because I was sitting here journaling that this even came up to where I wanted to share it with you. You guys know that I am in the process of putting the details and the remaining pieces together to my new book, The Power to Be Naked. And although I talk about physical nakedness a lot, I'm also talking about the nakedness mentally and spiritually, those things that we never really share with anyone for whatever our reasons are, the things that society tells you that you need to keep quiet for whatever the reasons are, the things that we are ashamed of sharing for whatever the reasons are. So a story came up for me because I'm digging deep to pull out my nakedness. And one of the stories that I may have only told one or two people, and that I kind of hesitate to share a lot of my stories. Because if I'm honest, a lot of them are not good. I have some great ones, okay? But then there are some childhood things, and we probably all experienced our own childhood things, but because I am a reflective, kind of introspective type of person, I often think about how my childhood plays into who I am today. And I've always been pretty misunderstood. And I've always wanted people to understand me, but I never quite can get there. I don't care too much about it anymore. But here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. I never want to look like the victim anymore. I used to be that person where I played victim a lot. I wanted people to advocate for me. I wanted people to support me, to cheer for me, to be there for me. And this is why. It's in the story. So I remember that I struggled in my senior year because I thought I was grown. I was hanging out, smoking weed, doing my little gang banging. I went through a little gang banging era. At least I wasn't banging, but I was the girlfriend of the dope boy all the time, right? Smoking weed, ditching school. So my senior year was a time where I struggled even getting to the point of graduation. So I went to summer school, okay? And I was so proud of myself. Summer school was a very fun time, by the way. But I was so proud of myself that I actually finished summer school and I was going to graduate. So that time where you working up to graduation, you celebrating already with your friends, what you gonna wear, what the senior trip is going to be, who's going, what y'all gonna do after graduation. Like, these are things that are a thing when you are in high school. So my mother and my stepfather came to my graduation. I seen them. And I was driving at the time, so I drove myself there because we had to be there earlier. So I seen them come in to the graduation, and I was so excited. I was so excited that, I had somebody there who was representing me, right? Do you know, y'all know my last name is White, so I'm at the very end. And we had a class of maybe 169 seniors that were graduating that year. So I'm one of the last ones to be called because they were doing it in alphabetical order. Y'all, I get up there and, finally one of the last ones, and I get my diploma, and I'm so happy and, just excited that I did it. One of the biggest accomplishments that we get to, one of those milestones that we celebrate, that our parents are proud of us to, actually complete, right? So after graduation is over, everyone goes outside. They are taking pictures with their family. They're meeting up with their family, getting the hugs, getting the roses, getting the, you did it, congratulations. And I looked all over and my mama wasn't there. Nobody was there for me. Nobody clapped and cheered for me. I went through a phase where I was so hurt and so depressed by that. And it was one of those things that I never really talked about with anyone. But when I got home and I saw that my mom was home, I was like, where were you? I was looking all over for you. And she was like, oh, girl, we left because it was taking too long. And Alex, which is her ex-husband, who she was married to at the time, he was hungry. So he wanted to leave and we left. And I'm like, you left on my graduation day? You left because your husband was hungry? You left your oldest child's, one of the biggest accomplishments that she's about to go through in her life, a huge milestone to finally finish high school, and you left. It was so hurtful, you guys, and I was looking around at all my other friends, and they were with their families, and they were leaving graduation, and they were going to their dinners, and they were going to wherever they were going to celebrate. And I was left there to fend for myself. And it's been like that throughout my life. So that is one of the stories that I've always told myself, like, nobody claps for me. Nobody celebrates me. No one supports me. And I like to share these stories so that you have a better understanding of who I am. I don't want to tell it as a victim anymore. I want to tell it as a victor. This is why I clap for myself. This is why I celebrate myself. Every chance I get, every little bit of accomplishment that I find myself completing. And this book is one of those things. This is what the power to be naked is about. And I know maybe it's not a big deal for some people. Maybe some people wouldn't have been affected by this at all, but it's something that kind of like stamped in my identity, you know, because it's always been like that. It's always been to the point where I needed someone to be there to celebrate me, to clap for me, to advocate for me, to stand up for me. And it always fell short. So, although these are a lot of the stories that I share in my book, The Power to Be Naked, are victimhood stories. There is also a victorious outcome. And the victorious outcome is who you see as the online personality. Someone who is always traveling. Someone who is always creating. I'm always happy about what it is that I do. I don't wait for anyone to give me permission. I don't wait for someone to clap for me anymore. I don't wait for somebody to celebrate me anymore. I celebrate myself. And I thought it was important to share this story, not only in the book, but to share the story with you because it just came up for me. And it helps me to understand myself better and why I am who I am and why I do what I do. And I just wanted to bring that to you and encourage you. Use those stories, the things that people say, the things that people don't say, the things that people do and don't do that you expect them to do as fuel to become the powerful individual that you were created to be. Because at the end of the day, it's not about anyone else. It's about you and how you feel about you and how you celebrate you. And that is The Power to Be Naked. My book is on pre-order now, and I look for your support.